Chair to move on to the next function, Your Lordship.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. This is an important day in the history of Odisha Judiciary as Dr. Justice S. Muralidhar, Chief Justice, High Court of Orissa, will inaugurate the warrant management system and the PIL portal of the High Court of Orissa in the presence of Honorable Shri Justice S. Talapatra, Chief Justice Designate, and the companion judges of the High Court of Orissa. It's my pleasure to welcome Honorable the Chief Justice, Dr. S. Muralidhar, whose innovative thinking and exceptional leadership has upgraded the Odisha Judiciary in many spheres. Now, the warrant management system and the PIL portal of the High Court of Orissa are added to the chapter. We welcome you, sir. We are fortunate to have the gracious presence of Honorable Justice Subhasis Talapatra, the Chief Justice Designate and Chairperson, AI and IT Committee, who has dedicatedly planned the e-initiatives and has ably led the committee to achieve the vision of the Honorable Chief Justice for a PIL portal of the High Court. We welcome your Lordship. We also welcome Honorable Justice Vishwanath Raut, Judge, High Court of Orissa and Chairperson, State Court Management System Committee, under whose chairmanship, with the active involvement of the SCMS Committee, the warrant management system will be implemented in 7 districts of the state as pilot project. We also welcome other companions, Honorable Judges of this Court, for their gracious presence on this auspicious occasion. We also welcome Shri Sunil Kumar Bansal, Director General of Police, Odisha, Shri Binutas Misra, Director State Crime Records Bureau, Odisha, all the district judges and judicial officers, our friends in the media, ladies and gentlemen. Now, may I request Shri Binutas Misra, Director SCRB, Odisha, to kindly address the gathering. Mr. Sir, please.
Thank you, sir. Honorable Dr. Justice S. Muralidhar, Chief Justice, High Court of Orissa, Honorable Shri Justice S. Talapatra, Chief Justice Designate, Honorable Companion Judges of the High Court of Orissa, respected judicial officers present, a very good morning to all of you. I deem it a great privilege to be given an opportunity to speak before such an august gathering. 2 years back, Honorable High Court desired to create an online system for transmission of warrants. As per the requirements of the courts and the concerned police station, SCRB developed this warrant management system, which facilitates for movement of warrants between the courts and the police stations. After having demonstrated the system before the State Court Management Committee, chaired by Honorable Mr. Justice Vishwanath Raut, the system was given a go-ahead for piloting within the revenue district of Cuttack. Accordingly, the user ID and password for 40 numbers of courts were created through which courts were able to send the warrant to the police station. So far, 899 warrants have been sent online, out of which 51 has been already executed. We have also created user and ID and password for 342 courts covering another 7 revenue districts and is being rolled out as per the directions and time schedule. I assure you, sir, that any technical help that any court will require is just a phone call away. The system is totally transparent and it eliminates any possibility of suppression of any warrant and fixes responsibility on the police station to discharge its duty in a time-bound manner. The monitoring system inbuilt with the system facilitates easy monitoring by all the courts and also police hierarchy, which will ensure better compliance from police stations. The system is unique and first of its kind in the entire country, and I am sure that other states will adopt this system very soon. During the entire process of development, the constant guidance and encouragement given by Honorable Justice Shri B. Ratha, Honorable Justice Shri M.S. Sahu, Honorable Justice Shri Sasikant Misra, Honorable Justice B.P. Satpathy has been a great source of strength in developing this module in a most effective manner, and my sincere thanks to all of you, sir. I am also grateful to the Registrar of the High Court of Odisha, Member Secretary to Government of Odisha Law Department, District and Session Judge Cuttack, who actively participated in its pilot program, which helped us develop for the entire state. I also thank my DGP Shri Sunil Bansal for guiding us in this endeavor. I once again thank and express my deep gratitude for giving me opportunity to share my thoughts on this momentous occasion. Bande Utkal Janni, Jai Hind. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir, for putting so much of effort to make the WMS functional. Now, may I request Honorable Justice Vishwanath Raut, Judge, High Court of Orissa, and Chairperson, State Court Management System Committee, to kindly address the gathering. My Lord, please.
Good morning to all. Honorable Chief Justice Dr. S. Muralidhar, Honorable Shri Justice S. Talapatra, Chief Justice Designate, my sister and brother judges, registry, DC judges, and all officers and the participants in the BC mode, all contributors outside, including Shri Binotos Mishra, Director, State Crime Record Bureau, Orissa, and all other present through video conference. It's a great privilege to be a part of this program. I'm really delighted that two great initiatives, that's Warrant Management System and PIL portal, are being inaugurated today, a further landmark in the judicial history of the state of Orissa. Now, a glimpse on the present practice. At present, warrants are issued by different courts of the state to different police stations in physical mode. Some of them are executed by others are lying in the police station for indefinite period and without returning to the court concerned for finding further direction and instruction, if any. These courts, thus the courts are in darkness as to whether any step has been taken by police to execute them or they are lying in the police station unattended. Non-service of warrants ultimately lead to delay in trial. Sometimes it frustrates the trial even. In order to overcome this issue, the WMS, the Warrant Management System, was developed, and which is a visionary step of the State Crime Record Bureau. The system now introduced is Warrant Management System. Warrant Management System is a portal developed by State Crime Record Bureau, Government of Odisha, to electronically manage the issue of different types of warrants, such as non-bailable warrants, bailable warrants, distressed warrants, recommitment of warrants, etc. Keeping in view the problem relating to real-time tracking of warrants issued by the courts to the police stations, the matter was taken up for discussion in the SCMS committee for issuing online warrants, which was developed by the State Crime Record Bureau, Government of Orissa. The software module is named as Warrant Management System. In short, it is called as WMS. In the first instance, Warrant Management System is to be implemented in 7 districts courts, namely Hon'ble, Baleshwar, Khurda, Ganjam, Koraput, Raulkela, in the judgeship of Sundargarh and district Sambalpur. The Warrant Management System will be operational in other judgeships of the state once the infrastructure is get ready by the institution concerned. A few objectives: instant transmission of warrants to different police stations across the state, real-time tracking of the warrants issued to different police stations, the warrants in the sessions cases and the recommitment warrants issued against the convicts have been prioritized in the WMS for early execution, eliminating the chance of misuse and discrepancy, and the end game is ultimately getting a time-bound trial completion. Now, the future prospects in this scheme, courts as well as parties will be in a position to know the status of the warrants, whether it is executed or not. It will expedite the execution of different warrants. The expeditious execution of warrants will be a savior in the long run in bringing more records to the trial file. The expenditure execution of warrants will be a savior in the long run in bringing more records onto the trial file. Presently, 71,800 records as on 31/7/23 are pending for production of accused persons. So it can be well visualized the process of the trial halted for non-issue, non-service of the warrants alone. This is an alarming situation. Trials are unnecessarily delayed for inaction or overt action at different ends, and the installation of WMS will at least ease the situation presently and will facilitate expediting the trials. It is a path-breaking introduction of a system almost after 5 decades of earlier system introduced in CRPC on 1/4/1975. Now we have another inauguration today, that's PIL portal. PIL is an important tool for not only the public but for anyone who can't represent themselves. Animals related, environmental related, forest related, human right related, right of students, right of minors, right of women in the society, right of underprivileged in the society, all have been protected through PIL. Presently, there is introduction through the PIL, also some political game going on in the country. So this is a very important aspect presently with the courts, with the high courts particularly, and the Honorable Apex Court. Through the PIL portal, the public will be able to know about the importance of PIL in the High Court, the contents in the PIL, its participation in shaping a good decision in such matters, and finally leading for a good decision in larger benefit of the society ultimately. It would not only help the public at large, but also help the researchers, analyzers, so also the law students even coming to help the administration of the state or the nation. Odisha High Court is really happy that the warrant management system and the PIL portal are introduced, are already in place from today itself. The State Crime Record Bureau will take steps for making infrastructure ready in other police stations so that warrant management system will be extended to other districts at the earliest. Similarly, citizens of the state will also be well informed on the developments in PIL, institutions in the PIL and developments in the PIL pending and disposed of by this court and facilitating large participation to get best end to such litigations. Before concluding, I must extend my sincere thanks to Honorable the Chief Justice for his true guidance and support right from initiation of the action on creating the warrant management system as well as the PIL portal, finally also achieving both in operation. I also extend my sincere thanks to our committee members, Honorable Justice M.S. Sahu, Honorable Shri Justice Sasikant Misra, Honorable Shri Justice B.P. Satpathy, so also the Principal Secretary to Government of Odisha in Law Department, Shri Vinatos Misra, Director, State Crime Record Bureau, the Registrar General, the Registrar Administration, the District and Sessions Judge Cuttack, the Member Secretary SCMS Committee, Advocate General of the state, the Central Project Coordinator for their sincere dedication and hard work in bringing in such software, which may be the first of its kind in the Indian judiciary. Again, it is an achievement by the state of Orissa to give a strong path to the whole judiciary of the nation and all other contributors to the system. Thanking you. Vande Utkal Janani.
Thank you, my lord, for such gracious words. May I now request Honorable Sir Justice Subhasit Talapatra, Chief Justice Designate and Chairperson, AI and IT Committee, to kindly deliver his speech. My lord, please.
Good morning to all. My two preceding speakers has given the precise perspective of today's assembly for inauguration of the warrant management system and the public interest litigation portal. These are the two important initiatives. So, the Honorable the Chief Justice, Justice Muralidhar, Justice Vishwanath Rotha, the Chairperson, State Court Management System, SCMSC, Mr. Binayatosh Misra, Director, State Crimes Record Bureau, my sister and brother, esteemed colleagues who are present here, and the Chief Project Coordinator and his team. This is another important steps. I should call it an e-initiatives to address some maladies that affects the administration of justice. So far, the warrant management system is concerned. As Justice Rotho has pointed out, there was 71,000. It is not a very small number. Warrants are waiting for execution, meaning these are clogging the wheels of justice system. Trial cannot be commence, and judicial officer spending the valuable times writing every day the orders in respect of the pendency of the warrants. This time is very important because someone is languishing in jail waiting for the trial. Someone in the families of that person is waiting for the justice, and we cannot avoid our accountability. I'm very happy that the agency which is responsible to execute the warrants, they have come with the idea of this warrant management system, or acronymed as WMS. But always it was my anxiety when we just introduce a new technology or apps for to give the speed to the system. Sometimes it happens that because our old habits, this overpower the path we have discovered or we intend to introduce. For that, I always urge all the stakeholders in the system to keep an audit whether the system that has been introduced has been optimally used for purpose for which it was initially planned. We cannot go back, as Chief Justice was speaking, they go back to the years of time to be the same again and without advancing what is expected from us. I think the mere introduction of the technology or mere introduction of this system like warrant management system is not sufficient. I think time has come now. The police administration shall keep an eye on the officers who are showing lax in executing the warrants. I'm telling you, 71,000 warrants. It is more than according to my information, it is more than 72,000. Is not a very small number I was taking. We must take care of this. And from tomorrow itself, we must keep a watch on everything, how the system is used, how the result has been the brokered in that we want to. And otherwise, all the initiatives become really a matter of ridicule by the persons who are not so friendly to us. And second thing is very important because we are not scared of how the various political agency wants to use the public interest litigation, because we are very clear in our vision. This very concept was developed to give the voice to the voiceless, to give the access to the persons who need the justice. As a judge, we should be fearless. We should not see what our judgment, when it's fall in a political cauldron, how it cooked by some other peoples. We should not be. Our foremost duty is to ensure the access to justice through the public interest litigation, where really intervention is required. We are not taking up these matters for the PIL, and we also know there is a trend to abuse this process, and that is why most of the PILs is scattered in the threshold. So, but what is important thing this portal will do, because every person has an interest, every citizen has got an interest, what is happening in a particular PIL. They're only, the source of information is the media. Media has their own visions, own purpose, own attitude, what happens in the court, and may not be there correctly all the time, reflecting what the order is passed and how the court has intervened in the system or intervened in by way of PIL. Therefore, when the PIL portal will be operational, information will be just click away. Everybody can see what is happening in one particular PIL. I hope this will make a very significant change in imparting information regarding the public interest litigation. And what is at the back of mind is the important thing that will encourage really public-spirited people to come forward with the issues of the marginalized, with the issues the person requires representation in the court system, with more important issue. And in that way, the PRL will be revolutionized, and it will be doing the justice to the people who really in need of justice. Thank you all.
Thank you, Your Lordship, for sharing your views with all of us. Now, may I request Dr. S. Muralidhar, Chief Justice, High Court of Orissa, to inaugurate the warrant management system and the PIL portal of the High Court of Orissa. Now I request Satyaprakash Rai Chaudhary, the CPC of this court, to kindly proceed with the video presentation of the warrant management system and the PIL portal of the High Court of Orissa.
Welcome to the Warrant Management System of the High Court of Orissa, developed in coordination with the State Crime Records Bureau, SCRB, Odisha, with a view to expeditious transmission and tracking of warrants. This portal has the facility of issuing warrants to the police, tracking the status of execution of the warrants and acknowledgement of warrant execution. Various types of warrants such as non-bailable warrants, bailable warrants, distress warrant, recommitment, etc. can be issued through this portal. While issuing warrants, the details of the warrantee existing in the Crime and Criminal Tracking Network and Systems (CCTNS) can be automatically fetched to avoid erroneous data entry and reduce time. The warrants issued by the courts are notified on the dashboard of the local CCTNS module instantly, so that the concerned police officer can take immediate steps for execution of the same. Details of the executed warrants can be maintained in the portal for effective tracking and monitoring of the same by the courts and the police. Other features such as modification of warrantee address with history log, recall of warrants, regeneration of warrants, and viewing of warrants, etc., are also available for the courts. Login credentials have been provided to all the warrant issuing courts with different user roles such as High Court Admin, District Court Admin, court staff, for secure and effective management of the warrant management system. This portal also provides report module to generate reports of various types such as process register, police station-wise warrant report, and court-wise warrant report, etc., with the facility of exporting it to Excel sheet. Welcome to visual presentation of PIL portal. The portal would be accessible in the website, and once a user clicks on the link, he would find a page containing the significant PILs in the High Court of Orissa. The cases when clicked will contain a brief description of the cases, and also the portal intends to make accessible all the orders in that particular case. Since some of these proceedings have been live streamed since August 2021, the links to the hearings are also provided. Also, if any significant reports have been submitted in the case, they are also available in the portal. The portal will serve as a treasure trove for the researchers and also act as a guiding tool for further PILs. Thanks for watching.
Thank you, Satya. May I now humbly request Dr. Justice S. Muralidhar, Chief Justice, High Court of Orissa, to kindly give the inaugural address. Your Lordship, please.
Thank you, Mr. Patra. Pranam Vande Kalejanani. My esteemed colleagues in the High Court who are present here and some who may be watching online. The Director General of Police, Mr. Bansal, Mr. Vinaytosh Mishra, Director State Crime Records Bureau, all the judicial officers in the various districts who are present to watch this event, all the registry officials, all the technical staff, and all those watching this event on YouTube. This is a very happy occasion. One more, like my colleagues, senior colleagues have been mentioning, this is one more, I wouldn't call it achievement, but one more step, very important step taken by the Odisha judiciary. The first part of it, namely the warrant management system, in active collaboration, cooperation of the state police, and the other, of course, being the PIL portal. On the warrant execution, Justice Talapatra was right in mentioning that it is a matter of great concern for the system of rule of law itself if the executing arm of the court orders, namely the state police, is unable to actually bring back the reports of compliance with those warrants. It can happen at various stages, as can be evident from the statistics itself. Non-bailable warrants are in excess of 61,000, which are pending execution. Bailable warrants in excess of 5,700. Distress warrants in excess of 3,700. And recommitment warrants are 616. In fact, when we take up even a criminal appeal and the appellant is on bail, we ask for a report of the present whereabouts of that appellant. We dismiss an appeal, we affirm the conviction, we cancel the bail bonds, we're still not sure if the man has been brought back to jail. Therefore, this particular function that the police performs, that is execution of warrants, is critical and crucial for the rule of law itself. We don't want persons who are supposed to be in jail roaming around freely or having even left the state or left the country. We must have a system of bringing them back where they should belong. It is only that which will assure us that the rule of law is working in the country. Therefore, the role of the police in working as the executing arm of the judiciary is crucial to the working of the system of rule of law in a democratic country like India. Therefore, this portal, this system, the warrant management system, is crucial for the functioning of the judiciary, and in particular the Odisha judiciary. I must thank the state police for joining us in making sure that this is a workable system. As Justice Ratha was pointing out, we are rolling it out in 7 districts, revenue districts, and this will only grow. This network will grow, and I think it's a very significant step. And we must all thank the committee headed by Justice Vishwanath Ratha, of which Justice Muralidhar Sahu, Justice Shashikant Mishra, and Justice B.P. Satpathy were members. I'm sure this will work out well, and hopefully it can be replicated elsewhere if it works well. Justice Talapatra's advice that we must audit these systems is very critical, and I'm sure we will keep in mind that very important input. On the PIL portal, this is something, as a lawyer, having done many PIL cases in the Supreme Court, I was deeply conscious of. One is, not many of us, whether as lawyers or public-minded, public-spirited persons, are aware whether the issue that is concerning, it's of concern to us, has already been presented before the court, either earlier or is pending now. So very often sitting in the PIL bench, and invariably the Chief Justice's bench would be the PIL bench in the High Court. Now, of course, Justice Talapatra is already dealing with the PIL matters. The bench would know that there's already a pending PIL on that issue, but the lawyer may not know that there's a pending PIL on that issue. So it avoids multiplicity of petitions on the same issue. Justice Talapatra was right in pointing out that today people rush to the courts looking at a news item. I open the morning newspaper, I find a headline which disturbs me. I then say, oh, I must go to the court with this issue. Let us immediately convert this into a petition. So I would term these as lazy PILs, where you simply attach the news item to the petition, find a petitioner who is ready to sign a petition of, say, 4 or 5 paragraphs, put it in the court, and then tell the court, I have brought the issue before you. It is not for you to deal with it. Now, if sometimes it might work, we have heard of epistolary jurisdiction, we've heard of suo motu jurisdiction, we've heard of those things. But I can assure you, in 9 out of 10 cases, it doesn't. What the court is looking for is well-researched petitions, what we call as Brandising. Some effort made by the public interest litigant to probe deeper into the matter and not simply react to a news item or a headline or what you see on social media. It requires some responsibility on the part of the person bringing the petition to find out more about it. Importantly, to know how to present it before the court. We know that PIL is an informal jurisdiction in terms of not requiring correctly drafted paragraphs or correct modes of address of the court. But at the same time, it is not an excuse for filing irresponsible petitions, loosely drafted petitions, or petitions without any research whatsoever. So I am hoping that with information regarding the significant pending PILs in the High Court, the general public will get to know what are the issues currently the High Court is seized of, what kind of presentations were made in those petitions, what kind of orders are passed by the court. Many of these PILs, let's take the PIL concerning the olive ridley turtles, or the shrimp farms, or the manual scavenging case. These require continuous monitoring by the High Court. You've heard of this expression called continuing mandamus, where we keep adjourning matters at short dates to ensure the implementation of our orders. Suppose an order is passed to take down an illegal shrimp farm, the High Court can then monitor whether that order has been executed in the next hearing. You will find video clips of live streaming of some of these PIL cases, where some of you may be amazed to know we have real-time reports to the High Court presented in virtual mode. Like, for instance, a shrimp farm has been taken down. The collector of that district will be able to show the High Court in a video presentation while the hearing is going on, sir, we have done this. Or the litigant who's complaining of non-implementation may be able to tell the High Court, sir, look, this shrimp farm has come up and nothing is being done about it. So these proceedings we are now showcasing in our PIL portal will tell the litigant public how the High Court approaches the situation, what is the response of the state, how certain litigants are able to effectively present their cases, like the prisons, the issue concerning the prisons. If some of you watch those links that we've attached to those proceedings, you'll know how complex the issue is, how many participants across the board, how many experts have to participate. Likewise, the poaching of elephants, the man-animal conflict issues, name it. Also, what is interesting in this PIL portal is the reports of expert committees. Since we are in the public interest jurisdiction, there is a responsibility and an accountability that we owe to the public to tell them, listen, this is the report of the expert committee on this issue. This is what the High Court is seized of. This is how the High Court is approaching the issue. My earnest endeavor in this regard is to, as Justice Talapatra was also pointing out, to encourage people to file responsible PILs, not to file lazy PILs or frivolous PILs, so that the time of the court is not wasted in having to deal with such frivolous petitions, but really concentrate on the more serious and well-researched petitions, which is what the High Court needs. It needs help from everyone involved across disciplines who may be able to help in passing the right orders in a particular case. It is also a hope that if the Supreme Court of India were to have a similar PIL, it will help litigants across the country. Today, when Justice Talapatra takes up a PIL, he's not aware if somebody has already approached the Supreme Court with a similar matter. The Supreme Court has already passed an order with a similar matter. The lawyer may not be well informed. Even the state counsel may not be well informed. We'll repeat the matters in the High Court. We may even end up passing contradictory orders. The Supreme Court may have passed an order. The High Court may have passed a different order. And this all can be avoided if information regarding PIL is made public. After all, it is public interest litigation, and the public should know what kinds of issues are being agitated either in the Supreme Court or in the High Courts. It is with this earnest hope that this initiative has been taken in the High Court of Orissa. I thank everyone involved in both these initiatives. I'm sure both these initiatives will go a long way in advancing the cause of justice. Jai Hind, Vande Utkalan.
Thank you, Your Lordship, for such gracious and encouraging words. Now I would like to request Registrar Judicial, High Court of Orissa, Shri Suman Misra, to present a vote of thanks to our dignitaries and to seek permission of the chair to declare the function as closed. Suman, please.
Namaskar. The warrant management system and the PIL portal of the High Court of Orissa are two new e-initiatives dedicated for the benefit of citizens, and this is yet another moment of satisfaction for us. Odisha is today regarded as a pioneering state for its path-breaking initiatives. May it be the High Court or the district courts, our judiciary has undergone radical transformation. All this has been possible only because of the perseverance of Honorable Chief Justice Dr. S. Muralidhar. His Lordship visited all the 30 districts to understand the problems at the grassroots, and there is hardly any issue left today to be addressed by him. May it be rationalization of caseloads, opening of new courts, infrastructure, or shortage of staff. His Lordship's push for digitization and e-filing has proved to be a boon for us as it has changed the whole infrastructure of the courts. Series of e-initiatives have been rolled out by the High Court during the tenure of Honorable Chief Justice. We could organize a national conference on digitization, paperless courts, and e-initiatives, which was attended by Honorable Chief Justice of India, Honorable Judges of the Supreme Court, and Honorable Judges and delegates of all the High Courts of the country, as well as eminent IT experts. During this period, we explored the possibility of judicial archiving and even held another national conference on judicial history, for which we have earned accolades from the fraternity of historians. Today, we are the only state to have institutionalized digitization and judicial archiving. We could be able to establish two pioneering institutions, the Center for Judicial Archives and the Record Room Digitization Center, popularly known as RRDC, across the country now. Our Museum of Justice has become a favorite place for the tourists and acknowledged recently by the Department of Tourism, Government of India. We are immensely grateful, Lordship, for your relentless efforts in taking this institution to a new high. As His Lordship is demitting office today, we are confident he will be remembered and he will have a very special place in the history of this institution. We are fortunate enough to have Honorable Justice Subhasis Talapatra as the successor of Honorable Dr. Justice S. Muralidhar. His Lordship's keen interest in the field of ICT and his efforts as the chairman of the AI and IT Committee of the High Court has led to implementation of many initiatives, including the ones launched today. His Lordship has always been a source of guidance for all of us. We are grateful to His Lordship for encouraging us by the valuable words. We are grateful to Honorable Justice Vishwanath Rath, Judge, High Court of Orissa, and Chairperson of the State Court Management System Committee for being present with us and inspiring us by his valuable address. We express gratitude to Dr. Justice Vidyut Ranjan Sadangi, Honorable Justice Debabrata Das, Honorable Justice Sangam Kumar Sahu, Honorable Justice K.R. Mahapatra, Honorable Dr. Justice S.K. Panigrahi, Honorable Justice Savitri Ratho, Honorable Justice M.S. Sahu, Honorable Justice R.K. Patnaik, Honorable Justice Sashikant Mishra, Honorable Justice Aditya Kumar Mahapatra, Honorable Justice V. Narsingh, Honorable Justice Viraja Prasanna Satpathy, Honorable Justice M.S. Raman, Honorable Justice Sanjay Kumar Mishra, Honorable Justice Gaurishankar Satpathy, and Honorable Justice Chittaranjan Das for attending today's function. Their Lordship's presence has encouraged us. We express gratitude to Honorable Justice Arindam Sinha and Honorable Justice Vibhu Prasad Rautray, who could not be present today due to personal difficulties, but their Lordships have extended their wishes and for the today's function. We thank Shri Vinaytosh Mishra, Director, State Crime Records Bureau, Odisha, for the support and for sharing his thoughts. We also thank Shri Sunil Bansal, the Director General of Police, for being with us. We thank the respected district judges and the esteemed judicial officers of the state for being with us through virtual mode. We are extremely thankful to our Central Project Coordinator, Mr. Satyaprakash Raichaudhary, and the technical team for making today's function possible. We thank the court staff and all others who have contributed for today's function. We also thank the media for carrying our message to the masses. May I now seek the permission of Honorable Chief Justice to declare the function closed?
Yes, please.
The function is declared closed. Namaskar. Jai Hind.
Yes. Namaskar.